Hello everyone. Welcome back. It's been a while since I filmed a long form video, so thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be talking about 8 things that I think you need to know if you are getting over a breakup. If you clicked on this video because you're going through a breakup, I'm so sorry. I mean, breakups are something that happen to all of us, but it doesn't make it any easier when it's happening to you. Today is honestly the perfect day to be talking about breakups because it's really gloomy here in Denver. So what has the weather been like by you guys? Has it been like rainy? We've had tons of hail, which is crazy. So anyway, I don't want to talk about the weather, but I'm like feeling the vibes because it's gloomy here. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm Jessica. I'm a licensed counselor in Colorado, and relationships and dating are definitely one of my specialties and something that I feel really passionate about. So I would love it if you would stick around and watch this video and leave any comments and let's chat, but let's get right into it. The first thing that I think you need to consider when going through a breakup is thinking of it in terms of a loss that you need to grieve. Just like when we grieve like a death. The first few days after a breakup, sometimes the first few weeks after a breakup, we're going to be experiencing a lot of emotions. So sadness, relief, hopelessness, like we're gonna kind of be on a roller coaster. Those feelings are not linear, just like when we're going through grief and loss. So what I mean by not linear is what I just kind of said, like our emotions feel like they're on a roller coaster. So one day you might wake up feeling relieved. 30 minutes later, you might feel really sad. The next day you might feel angry. Then the next day you might feel happy and fine. And so it's not linear, like, oh, I'm feeling sad, disappointed. Now I'm starting to feel relieved. Now I feel happy. Like you're gonna kind of go back and forth. I'm sorry if you can hear the dog downstairs barking. I'm at my office and there's like a loud little doggy downstairs. So I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. There's nothing I can do about it. So anyway, this roller coaster of emotions that you're feeling when you're going through a breakup can be really exhausting. But hopefully knowing that the emotions you're feeling are not linear can also let you know and give you the hope that the negative feelings are not going to last forever. Just remember that no feeling is final. So whatever you're feeling is not going to last forever. Even if sometimes it feels like you will feel sad forever, right? Sometimes it does feel that way. This actually leads me to my next point though. The second thing you need to know is just time. Breakups, getting over a breakup, you need time, right? Time, the more time you put between you and that breakup, the better you're going to feel. But it's important to know that the time is only happening if you're having absolutely no contact with your ex. Sometimes we have this noble intent where we want to have a friendship with them. We want to keep them in our life, maybe not romantically, but other ways. But at those beginning stages, that is usually not successful unless we're both totally emotionally out of it, which is usually not the case, right? So trying to be friends in those beginning stages only makes it more emotionally confusing. And here's the thing, is like every time you text them, because you're kind of feeling sad and you just want to check in, or every time you text them back or answer their phone call, that pain clock restarts. So it's like, it's almost like the breakup then just happened when you've spoken to them again. I know this feels very black and white, but this is just the experience that I've had in my own breakups and also helping clients navigate breakups. If you are still here, thank you for watching. If you are already a follower, I am so thankful to you. I got a few new followers because of a short I posted and it just made me so happy. So I really appreciate you being here and watching this video. If you're not yet a follower, I would love it if you joined the Therapy Bestie community. So hit the subscribe button, or at the very least save this video for maybe next time you go through a breakup. The third thing that you need to do when you're going through a breakup is attend to your body's basic needs. So by basic needs, I mean food, water, sleep. Even if you don't feel hungry, you need to eat something. Even if you don't feel thirsty, you need to drink something. Don't stay up all night scrolling social media. You need to get at least 6 hours of sleep, but no more than 10, right? We also don't want to stay in bed all day. Because here's the thing, if you don't take care of your body's most basic needs like food, water, sleep, you are more susceptible to buying into the negative thoughts that your brain is going to send you during this time that you're feeling more depressed. Number 4 is that you need to socialize. So don't isolate yourself. Even if you want to just lay in bed all day and cry, that's not going to be good for you. You need to have contact with people who love you, friends and family. Because again, if we spend too much time alone and we're not around people who love us and care for us and make us feel the warm and fuzzies, we're more likely to buy into those negative thoughts and stories that our brain is telling us when we're depressed. When we're feeling down or depressed, our depression brain, or I like to call it the depression monster, will often tell us like, be alone. Nobody wants to be around you, or you shouldn't want to be around anybody right now, or don't eat food, you're not hungry, right? It just tells us negative things. And so what I advise clients, and what a lot of therapists advise their clients when we're feeling depressed, is to do something called opposite action. So if your depression monster is telling you to stay in bed all day, you need to get up and walk around the block. If your depression monster is telling you to isolate, you need to call a friend. The 5th thing you need to do when going through a breakup is you need to engage in activities that you enjoy and that make you feel good about yourself. Building and maintaining a positive self-esteem, or at least a neutral one, right? Like if you're not in a place where you can be sunshine and rainbows, at least try to get to a place where you're not buying into those negative thoughts. So neutral is just like, I'm not thinking positively about myself or my situation, but I'm also not buying into the negative things that my brain wants to tell me about myself or my situation. So doing hobbies and engaging in activities that make us feel good help foster a really positive or neutral self-esteem or self-concept. And doing this is going to help you get over the breakup sooner. The 6th thing that I need you to be mindful of when you're going through a breakup is of not engaging in negative or unhealthy coping tools. So these include substance use, so drinking, drug use, binge eating. Like if you're of age, like substances like food, drugs, or alcohol aren't necessarily negative, but when we use them to cope when we're going through a hard time, that can be a slippery slope. Using things like drugs, alcohol, food, or reaching out to negative people or influences, they might make us feel really good in the moment, but in the long run, they're gonna make us feel worse, right? Like drinking yourself to sleep at night, or binge drinking one night to help numb your negative emotions might feel good in the moment because you're able to numb your negative emotions, but the next day you might feel hungover, or have you ever heard of like hangxiety, like that hangover anxiety? Ultimately, using those things as coping tools are just gonna have negative impacts on you, and we don't want that when you're already feeling down. The 7th thing you need to do is have mantras or affirmations ready to go when those negative thoughts hit. So I need you to write these in a phone note, or have them in a journal, or put post-it notes on your mirrors, just positive or again, neutral things to tell yourself when your brain is wanting to lean towards the negative thoughts. So examples of this, of like mantras like this are, I am loved, I am worthy, I will find love again, I am enough, I'm strong, I will get through this. The 8th and final thing is don't jump into a new relationship too soon. I know this sounds cliche, and again, it feels very black and white. Like, well, maybe I really like this other person and I feel like they're different than the person I needed before. And that's great, that's fine. And there's no rule about like, oh, take this much time until you get into a relationship, wait 6 months or wait a year. Like there really is no rule there, but you do need to at least take a little bit of time to process what happened in the other relationship, get yourself back to a healthy place, and then engage in a new relationship with maybe some knowledge from things that you learned from the past relationship. A great place to do this is therapy too. So if you haven't engaged in therapy and you're feeling really down and you need help getting through this breakup, I would advise you to reach out to a therapist. Okay, so there you go. The 8 things that I, a relationship therapist, think that you need to know if you're going through a breakup. Is there anything that you would add to this list? I'm really curious if I missed anything, because I totally could have. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions in the comment section. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.